So I was about to sit down and record something else, and this bombshell of a news article dropped. Last of Us 2 is being delayed until May. That is a massive, massive jump when it comes to a delay in a game. You're talking from February to May for a big title such as this. Let's read this blog that was put up onto the PlayStation website to see exactly why it's being delayed. An update from the game's director. Now, I'm not complaining if it's being delayed for good reasons. Okay, I'm always one of the first ones to tell you, or for one of the first ones to say, if it's being delayed and it's for a good reason, I'm all for it. If they found some glitches or some issues that they need to delay the game for in order to give us the best experience possible, I'm all for it. Do it. Nintendo does it all the time, so why not? Don't give us a half-baked game. So with that, director from Last of Us Part 2, to our fans, let me cut to the chase and get the news out of the way. The Last of Us Part 2 has a new release date of May 29th, 2020. I know, it was just about a month ago when we had our big blowout for the game, letting media play over 2 hours of it, along with debuting our new story trailer and revealing the release date. The positive response we saw from our community was overwhelming. You can feel the energy among the team members. After working on something for so many years, it's invigorating to get a glimpse of validation for all the hard work. However, it was during the last few weeks as we were closing out sections of the game that we realized we simply didn't have enough time to bring the entire game up to the level of polish we would call Naughty Dog quality. At this point, we were faced with two options: compromise parts of the game or get more time. We went with the latter, and this new release date allows us to finish everything in our level or to our level of satisfaction while also reducing stress on the team. While we're relieved that we won't have to compromise our vision, we're disappointed that we weren't able to avoid this exact situation. We wish we could have foreseen the amount of polish we needed, but the size and scope of the game got the better of us, and we hate disappointing our fans, and for that we are sorry. We hope you understand that this additional time ensures that The Last of Us Part 2 lives up to the collective ambition as well as our commitment to the highest level of quality. We know that the extra few months will add to what may already be an excruciating wait for all of us. We are grateful for your patience and continued support. Come next May, you will finally rejoin Ellie and Joel in The Last of Us Part 2. Neil. Now, this is a good thing. I see this as a very good thing because in the day and age that we live in, where there's a whole bunch of crunch time when it comes to video games, there's a whole bunch of crunch time with workers being overworked in the industry and rushing games to just complete them. We tend to get half-assed games. We tend to get games that are not polished. We tend to get games that are just pushed out for the dollar. And a lot of times to very, very poor reception and a lot of fan backlash. Case in point, Fallout 76, Anthem. Those two games that were supposed to be promised to give us really good experiences are still at the mercy, for a lack of a better term, of the media backlash and fan backlash. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. So them pushing the game back to May to polish it up is not a bad thing. It's welcome. And not only by me, I'm sure by a lot of other fans as well. Let's scroll down and look at the comments really quick. Awesome. This will give me more time to enjoy Cyberpunk. There you go. Take all the time you need. I don't care when it comes, as long as it's a masterpiece. If Ellie can deal with the hardships of her life, I can wait a few months. No biggie. I can wait. Fine with me. I always have a backlog. Take all the time you need. My backlog isn't going anywhere. Well, this is fine. More time to develop equals better end product. I have faith in the Naughty Dog team to get it right. Take your time, Corey and Neil. Thank you for taking the time to be honest and ensuring we experience the game the way it should be. We only get to play through the game for the first time once. And that is probably one of the most important lines I have ever seen when it comes to a comment. Because there's no bigger truth than that when it comes to video games. We only get to experience a game for the first time once. That first impression leaves the lasting impression. If you come into a game and it's not polished and there's a lot of bugs and there's a lot of problems with the game, that is the first thing you remember from the game. Not the story, not the characters, not the soundtrack, the bugs. Look at all the Fallout games from Bethesda. Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4. They all had bugs. What's the thing that most people talked about at first were the bugs, and then people talked about the story and the gameplay. Then it became, oh, well, you know what, bugs are a Bethesda thing. All right, fine, but at least the story in the game is enjoyable besides the bugs, or in spite of the bugs. So when it comes to a game like this, especially when you're living up to the reputation of the first Last of Us, you want to have that first experience be the lasting experience that you enjoy as a player moving forward. And I'm so glad and so thankful that the director came forward and talked to us, because it's one thing that they keep hush hush about and they're like, oh, we're delaying the game. It's another to actually talk to us and give us the information and the reasons why it's being delayed. You don't want an issue that is currently going on with a game like Skull and Bones, for example, where Skull and Bones is being delayed, and we're not getting any real information as to why it's being delayed, just that it's being delayed. So, thank you, Neil Druckmann, director of The Last of Us Part 2, for coming forward and telling us, hey, you know, the game's not quite ready yet, and it won't be ready for a February release. We're going to push it to May. Here's why we're doing this. We apologize to you as fans. We are making this as best as we can. Foxy Moron here. Honestly, I appreciate the earnest and honest response to what could have been an easy decision. Naughty Dog doesn't release their games half-assed, requiring numerous patches after launch in order to get rid of game-crashing bugs. As much as I was looking forward to playing this in February, knowing you're taking the extra couple of months to give the game the polish it deserves makes me happier than I would have been playing a less than stellar product months earlier. Again, going back to the day and age that we live in, people release games, or companies release games, and first thing that happens, we get a day one patch. It always happens. And you know what? I wouldn't put it past Last of Us 2 to have that as well. When we go and buy the game, install it into our PS4s, and we have that day one patch. I wouldn't put it past them because it happens. And again, if it's to fix little minor bugs or text errors or whatever, that's not a big deal. Games do that all the time. Companies that I deal with, to review games and such like that, have to deal with that, and they send it to us, and a lot of times we as reviewers and stuff will send them back little notes and stuff. Hey, you may have missed this. Hey, you might want to fix this. Hey, before you release the game, here's my list of errors that I may have found for you to kind of patch out. And again, it's kind of something that we're used to when it comes to video games. We get a lot of day one patches. I get it. It's the I don't have the term for it off the top of my head right now, but it's not a big deal. It is not a big deal. I'm okay with this. I love the first Last of Us. The story was probably one of the best games that I've ever played. Definitely in my top 5 of games ever, and I can't wait to get my hands on Last of Us 2, and just to wait a couple more months. That doesn't bother me. We got Final Fantasy 7 releasing in March, Cyberpunk. I mean, look, there's plenty of games coming out. This game is going to sell very well regardless of if it came out in February or it comes out in May. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts in your comments down below. I want to hear it. Does this bother you? Probably not. I'm just going to say it's probably not going to bother you. You're probably going to be very happy with the product. And let me know if you like to see more companies doing stuff like this. Like, come on, Bethesda. Take a freaking hint. EA, take a hint. Look at what Naughty Dog's doing here. Look at what Nintendo does. Get with the times, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you guys are new. Hit the like button, all that stuff. I'll catch you all later. You guys have a great rest of your day. Good game, guys.